This is their first encounter. While on vacation, Officer Kyung-jin mistakes Myung-woo for a thief as she chases a robber. However, no matter how Myung-woo tried to explain, Kyung-jin wouldn't listen. She tackled Myung-woo to the ground, picked up a nearby bottle of shampoo, gave him a facial massage, and finally sent him straight to the police station. Myung-woo loudly defended himself, while Kyung-jin directly interrogated him in the lobby. Myung-woo explained that he was a middle school teacher who had just moved here, but Kyung-jin didn't believe him and warned him not to talk nonsense. Myung-woo described the bandit's appearance in great detail, surprisingly noting not only the distinctive facial features, but also whether the shoes had laces or not. His thorough observation impressed the investigators. It's just that this officer's drawing is horrendous. Fortunately, Myung-woo is very good at drawing, so he sketched the appearance of the robber. After explaining clearly, Myung-woo leaves the police station. Myung-woo unexpectedly found a bag in a roadside garbage pile. As he picked it up to check, Kyung-jin happened to see him, which complicated the situation. If yellow mud covers your pants, it might as well be dirt. Myung-woo was caught again, and when Kyung-jin brought him to the station, they found the real robber had already been caught. Kyung-jin threw the bag to a colleague and turned to leave, causing Myung-woo's anger to surge instantly. He followed her out and immediately called out to Kyung-jin. Kyung-jin turned around and saw Myung-woo suddenly deflate like a balloon. A few days later, Myung-woo is assigned to tutor troubled students in the red light district. To his surprise, the police department assigns Officer Kyung-jin to accompany him. Myung-woo, feeling something, turns his head and sees Kyung-jin watching a criminal return. Then Myung-woo violently attacks the criminal, fearing that Kyung-jin might recognize him. However, Myung-woo was still recognized when he turned around. On the surface, Myung-woo scratches his head and casually greets her, but inside he's completely freaking out. And so the two set off together. Kyung-jin suddenly craves street food and invites Myung-woo to join her. As Myung-woo was settling the bill, 4 students walked over from the opposite side. They completely ignored the patrol officer, and the leading student arrogantly blew smoke at Kyung-jin and threw the cigarette butt on the ground. Kyung-jin stopped the delinquents, asked them to pick up the cigarette butts. They were used to being arrogant, and one of them put his hand directly on Kyung-jin's shoulder. Kyung-jin countered with a restraining move. Relying on their numbers, the 4 of them attacked directly, but Kyung-jin, without hesitation, swiftly and decisively knocked them to the ground with just a few punches and kicks. The lead student's father is a district counselor, so even now he is still acting arrogant and says, "Just you wait," but he picked the wrong person to threaten. Kyung-jin, ignoring everything else, stepped on his back and demanded that he pick up the cigarette butt. The delinquent have no choice but to obey. After this incident, Myung-woo had a change of impression towards Kyung-jin. During their patrol, the two unexpectedly came across an illegal transaction. Kyung-jin thought about following them and catching everyone at once. The timid Myung-woo felt it was too dangerous and wanted to leave. Kyung-jin, without any explanation, directly joined Myung-woo. The two followed and arrived at the transaction spot where Kyung-jin counted 1, 2, 3 and knocked the door open. The scene before them wasn't what Kyung-jin had expected. As they stood confused, one group suddenly aimed their guns, angrily accusing the other side of calling the police, but they couldn't understand each other due to the language barrier. At this moment, the iron gate behind them began to close slowly. The sound startled the two people, who mistook it for gunfire, causing the groups to start fighting each other. Kyung-jin bravely shot a drug dealer with one shot, then pulled Myung-woo along to chase the drug kingpin, ultimately uncovering the drug trafficking case. Myung-woo asked Kyung-jin to unlock the handcuff, but Kyung-jin lost the key, and Myung-woo didn't believe her. Myung-woo quietly got up to leave the room. The two people arrived at the police station holding hands, only to be told by the chief that all officers had been deployed, and even his handcuffs had been taken. At this moment, the main door opened, revealing the district councillor, father of the beaten student. He was once a nightclub boss who made his fortune in entertainment, barely different from organized crime. When he confirmed that it was the policewoman in front of him who hit his son, he hurled a torrent of insults at Kyung-jin. How could the fierce Kyung-jin endure this? She immediately reached for her gun, but Myung-woo tightly grabbed her hand to stop her. However, when Kyung-jin was slapped, Myung-woo became completely furious.
Bastard! I've had it up to here with you, you complete bastard. I can't take this anymore. Who's this punk that came out of nowhere? Looking for trouble or something? I don't recognize you around here. You want to know who I am? I just got caught for murder, arson, and assault. Are you looking to die? Kneel down and apologize to Kyung-jin.
Myung-woo actually kicked over the district councillors' chairs and aggressively chased them out of the meeting hall. Kyung-jin took the gun from Myung-woo's hand, and Myung-woo sheepishly explained that it was just an impromptu performance. After hearing this, Kyung-jin smiled knowingly. 2 days later, she brought her lunchbox to school to find Myung-woo. She pushed the door open and walked into the classroom, leaving Myung-woo stunned as he hadn't expected her visit. Even more unexpectedly, Kyung-jin announced in front of the students that Myung-woo is her boyfriend and warned them not to have any designs on him. The female students screamed wildly. Just like that, the two who had feelings for each other officially became a couple. They go on dates, exchange gifts, and play carefree in the rain together. Myung-woo specially bought a car, and during their leisure time, he and Kyung-jin embarked on a road trip. The two of them feel the wind blowing over them. Myung-woo shouted, "If I ever die, I will become the wind." In the evening, they stayed at a small farmhouse with a courtyard. While helping build a fire and cook, Kyung-jin told Myung-woo a story about a princess who sacrificed herself for the prince. After hearing the story, Myung-woo asked Kyung-jin, "If I die first, would you die with me like that princess?" Kyung-jin immediately shot back, "I'm not that stupid." Little did she know her words would become reality. During a pursuit operation, Kyung-jin chased after an escaped murderer all by herself. Upon hearing the news, Myung-woo, worried about Tong-jin's safety, immediately rushed to help. Both Kyung-jin and Officer Jin, who arrived as backup, fired their weapons, but it was Myung-woo who took the bullet. Officer Jin's partner, aware it was Officer Jin who hit Myung-woo, pulled him away to flee the scene. Kyung-jin embraced Myung-woo, picked up the walkie-talkie and continuously called for support. At this moment, her heart was broken. She thought she had hit Myung-woo, and a sense of helplessness spread throughout her body. She could only call for an ambulance over and over again, but in the end, Myung-woo could not be saved. When Kyung-jin learned the news, her world collapsed. She pulled out her gun to end her life, but colleagues rushed to stop her as she kept sobbing, "I killed him." After seeing Myung-woo one last time, she tearfully swallowed a bottle of sleeping pills and quietly lay down beside him, hoping for eternal peace. Fortunately, she was discovered in time and was eventually saved. However, she still did not give up. Young-jin climbed to the top of a skyscraper and jumped off, only to be caught by a giant hand-shaped balloon that had been released from a concert taking place below. The unexpected safety net saved his life. Kyung-jin narrowly escaped death once again. Perhaps it was fate's arrangement. A gust of wind blew past and a paper airplane appeared in front of her. She vividly remembered Myung-woo's parting words, "If you feel the wind gently blowing when I'm gone, that's me reaching out to you." Kyung-jin chased in the direction the paper airplane flew, picked up the paper airplane from the ground, and seemed to realize something as she looked at it. She returned home, dug out a magazine she had read before, and discovered that the paper airplane was folded from a page torn out of this magazine. Kyung-jin was overwhelmed. Could it be that Myung-woo had always been by her side, as if responding to her? Just then, the curtains fluttered in the breeze and she was certain it was him, making her miss him even more deeply. She requested a transfer to the most dangerous criminal division, only to find herself partnered with Officer Jin, whom she didn't recognize. At work, Kyung-jin seems fearless, going wherever there is danger. She remains unmoved in the face of oncoming cars, and even disarms bullets in advance when confronting armed criminals, walking straight towards them. That day, Officer Jin got intel on the murderer's location and was determined to personally catch the escaped murderer. So he found an excuse to drive off alone. Kyung-jin heard the murderer's name mentioned in the phone call, so she immediately stopped a car and followed. Officer Jin caught the murderer during a transaction. However, he was hit in the right arm. At this moment, Kyung-jin arrived, causing the murderer to flee in panic. Kyung-jin chased him into the underground parking garage, where a fierce gunfight ensued. The supporting police officers quickly arrived. The murderer continued to resist and killed bystanders. Kyung-jin rushed to save a toddler, unaware that the murderer was already lying in ambush nearby. She tried to fight back, but she was unfortunately shot. The murderer walked away calmly, only to be cornered by Officer Jin. Instead of trying to arrest him again, Officer Jin shot him dead on the spot. Despite emergency medical efforts, Kyung-jin was completely unresponsive. Kyung-jin gazed excitedly at the pinwheels dancing in the breeze throughout the room. The wind died down and a silhouette appeared behind her. Sensing someone's presence, Kyung-jin turned around. There, standing before her, was the person she'd been longing for, with tears streaming down her face. This brought tears to Myung-woo's eyes. Suddenly, a light appeared behind Myung-woo. It was the light coming to take him back. Kyung-jin wouldn't let Myung-woo leave, or if he had to go, he should take her along. Myung-woo does not allow Kyung-jin to do this. He told Kyung-jin that the breeze would carry his thoughts to her, and that someday she would meet a man who loves her as he does. He'll always keep her love in his heart. After speaking, Myung-woo turned and left, and Kyung-jin shouted to Myung-woo. Myung-woo knows that Kyung-jin won't be sad anymore because he will always be by her side. If he misses her, he will turn into the wind and look for her. Myung-woo smiled and waved goodbye to Kyung-jin. Through her tears, Kyung-jin struggled to say goodbye. At this moment, Kyung-jin's heart resumed beating. Sensing her will to live, the doctors immediately organized a resuscitation effort. Eventually, Kyung-jin recovered and returned to her normal work and life. One day, someone found a book with Kyung-jin's name on it. When Kyung-jin picked it up, she discovered it was a gift that Myung-woo had never given. Kyung-jin seemed to hear Myung-woo's voice and quickly asked who sent it. After learning the person had just left, Kyung-jin rushed out to search, but couldn't find them anywhere in the station. Just then, a train came speeding by. Kyung-jin was completely unaware, and at this dangerous moment, she was suddenly pulled back. Kyung-jin composed herself and turned her head, only to be stunned. A man with Myung-woo's same temperament stood before her, leaving her momentarily dazed. Could this be what Myung-woo meant, that she would meet a man who cherishes her like he does? She felt a whisper in the wind, carrying Myung-woo's thoughts to her. Kyung-jin looked at the man in front of her, feeling as if Myung-woo was right beside her. Having finally emerged from her grief, Kyung-jin was ready to embrace her new life. Thanks for watching, kindly like and subscribe to my channel.